Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sunita Magre, Professor from the Department of Education, University of Mumbai. Today we are dealing the topic Education 4.0, the future of teaching and learning. We know due to this pandemic, 1 billion of students worldwide are unable to join the schools, educational institution or the university. The pandemic have a huge impact on the education. Due to pandemic, we must thinking on to explore the new ways of teaching and learning, including distance and online education. We are in the era of education 4.0. Before we discuss about the education 4.0, we must understand the revolution in industries. So let's have a look toward industry revolution. Industry revolution 1.0, which was based on water and steam power mechanical production equipment. Industry 1.0, manual labor was less in demand as compared to the machines. The machines were able to complete the jobs faster and more accurately. New jobs working machinery were created, and the families, those who are working in the agriculture farm, so that family are shifted from the agriculture life towards the industrial life. Industry 2.0, which was based on the division of labor and mass production through the use of electrical energy. The production line became more popular in the second industrial revolution, and the factories or the companies began to use more and more technology for the mass production. Workers had their own role to play in the production line with expertise in one small area instead of end-to-end knowledge about the product. The production line improved efficiency and allowed for high quality products to be sold chiefly to the masses. The computer brought a third industrial revolution, which was based on the use of electronic and information technologies to further automate production. And nowadays, Industry 4.0, which is based on the use of cyber physical system to lift the boundary between the real and the virtual world. Industry 4.0 is the door to the modern world that includes cybernetics, robotics, various smart technologies, big data, artificial intelligence, automation, global citizenship, digital age, and many more concepts to our lives. If we look back at how education has changed since the first industrial revolution, we might better understand the today's challenges. Education 1.0, which is based on the lectures and the memorization. It is teacher-centered, authoritative, and students are passive in nature. In Education 2.0, it is internet-enabled learning. Here, the open access of the information is required. In Education 3.0, consuming knowledge production, co-construct of knowledge with the peers and the teachers and the students. The computer is required. The Education 4.0, that is the innovation-based education. So broadly speaking, on Education 4.0, is a school of thought that encourages non-traditional thinking when it comes to imparting education. Education 4.0 essentially uses technology-based tools and resources to drive education in non-traditional ways. This means that the students have no longer in our classroom. They are not interested to learn from the teachers who is using the textbooks, pens, and the papers only. Instead, with Education 4.0, we have remote students that sign into their classrooms using the internet through the modes like MOOC, Swim platform, video chat, etc. So what are the trends, what are the characteristics of Education 4.0? Anytime, anywhere. In Education 4.0, students have opportunity to learn anytime and anywhere. Students need not require the school buildings. They learn according to their time and the space. They learn the theoretical part of the curriculum on their own, and in a digital environment can transform their knowledge into real life experiences through practical based activities in the classroom. Personalized learning. Students will receive personalized learning through special tools adjusted to their capabilities. Students who have difficulty in understanding what many children can easily absorb will be able to improve at their own pace. Intermediary software will be used, and the advantage of personalized learning means that students who experience learning difficulties at school will feel more supported in overcoming their challenges. When performance graphs are obtained from the software and they are examined by the teachers, it is possible to understand better the subject that the student has predisposition towards. Teachers can easily and effectively determine the subject in which the student is stronger or weaker. Flexible delivery. In Education 4.0, flexible education model is recommended for each and every student. Teachers can use online data. They track the data and measure the results of their students and then provide personalized guidance, which is based on their specific strength and the weaknesses of the student. Project-based learning. Education 4.0. In Education 4.0, students have the chance to apply what they have learned on a real project instead of writing an answer on the paper. In the field of learning, we call the learner as a maker because the learner is transformed into self-sufficient person by using their talents effectively and in a fun way in many areas, especially technology. Through project-based learning, learner can improve the abilities like problem solving, collaboration and the teamwork, time management, and develop themselves in the area of their academic career. Data interpretation. The world is developing technologically every day. Information technologies are the biggest opportunity of our future. When future graduates leave from the university or various institutions, they may not know their profession, but they will know the technology very well, and they are able to respond to the global needs of the industry 4.0. It is necessary for the people or the learner to learn the competencies such as setting up, managing, developing, collecting, processing, and interpreting data as one of the important requirements of Education 4.0. Students should be able to recognize trends in data and develop recommendation which is based on the data. In Education 4.0, evaluation is not evaluated the students but not examined. There is a continuous improvement. Now, in the current system, students are subjected to answer and question examination. But in Education 4.0, the focus is on evaluation instead of the examination. Students should use their acquired knowledge as soon as they begin their professional life. The evaluation result will be based on the entire education period instead of one exam. Then student ownership. In Education 4.0, students will be involved in the creation of curriculum. This is because maintaining a contemporary, up-to-date, and useful curriculum will be important to professionals as well as the students. Students' critical input on the content of their courses will help an inclusive study program that matches their interest. This means that in the future, learning curricula will be prepared by teachers and the students together. Guidance oriented. Students' learning process will have a more independent form. Mentoring will again importance in order to students to improve their education in a healthy way. Students can achieve the highest level of academic performance under the mentorship of the teachers. Let us see the Bloom's taxonomy. As a teacher educators, we know, or the students from the education faculty, we know what is Bloom's taxonomy. So let us have a look on the Bloom's taxonomy new version, or we can say Bloom taxonomy 2.0, whatever it is. Now in this, previously there are the remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, and evaluating. Now in the updated version, there is a creating. There is a creating, means there is a creation, some innovation which is done by the students with the help of his or her mentor, that is the teacher. So teacher have a role of mentor and have a role of facilitator. Now, in this Bloom's technology, that remember, it is a knowledge based. Okay, then remember with the factual, means remember plus factual knowledge, remember plus conceptual knowledge, remember plus procedural knowledge, as well as remember plus metacognitive knowledge. And this is starts from memory to the creating. Like that, the understanding plus factual, conceptual, procedural, and metacognitive. Like that towards the creating. That is the higher order thing. Okay. Now, the application of Education 4.0 towards the Industry 4.0. So, aligning industry requirements with the education, means aligning Education 4.0 with the Industry 4.0. So, we must rethink on our educational paradigms and focus on the areas that need rethinking. In today's new world of fast changing technology and information overload, students need to be trained, not to be taught. Information needs to be made accessible, and students need to learn how to find it rather than the teacher offering it to them in a rigid structure. We now understand the students are not alike, do not have the same starting point, can learn and absorb different areas of focus differently, and need to be guided to develop their skill rather than taught a set of predefined points. Education 4.0 needs to align with Industry 4.0 and prepare the students for the next industrial revolution, which will happen in their lifetime. It is a time to bring education into 21st century, flexible, tailor-made curricula taught by teachers who become mentors to their students and treat them as individual is the least of today's school deserve. Giving the workforce of tomorrow the tools to become active lifelong learners can create a diverse and pluralistic society where every person understands and plays to their strength, building a fair and self-sustaining model for education rather than the knowledge. The new generation will be expected to respond the need of Industry 4.0. Then what are the 5 I's of learning in education 4.0? Imbibing, iterate, interpret, interest, and the innovate. Imbibing. In this, internalize the basic concepts. Boredom status is easily for today's student. There is a need to infuse excitement from visual and the oral inputs. Use multiple sources, and now internet is our friend. So we can use the various sources. Iterate, we can use or we can teach the subject or the curriculum through the fun. We can use gamification. The subject championship as students team, and these evaluated throughout the year, not a single examination. We can redefine our assessment. Then interpret. From the student's point of view, we can give them to the open-ended projects involving various skills of the students. Then interest, cover one part of the concept in class and get a group of students to deliver the remaining part of the topic. Innovate, go cross-discipline. Groups of the teachers from the various subjects or from the various departments come together and mentor or the guide to the student to do the projects. Education paradigm that must change to implement the education 4.0. Now, what are the roles of educational institution as well as the universities? The Indian as well as the various universities, global universities, would have recalibrated their strategies across all the levels for education in education 4.0. The role of the universities are in the curricula and pedagogy, in research, in faculty development, in partnership and infrastructure, in governance and leadership, and the funding. So, curriculum and pedagogy. Universities design curriculum with strong linkages and exposure to real-world learning methods delivered as student experiences and in-class learning, while the conceptual program delivery is through blended and online methods. Develop flexible learning programs with multiple entries and exit points. Invest in technology-driven flexible curriculum, feedback, and redesign the model for real-time learning validation and course correction suited to individual learners. Recognize out-of-class learning done through certification, work experiences, and experiential learning at the time of entry. Develop blended learning models and advanced credit system, including credits for MOOCs completions. Integrate life skills into curriculum through integration with real-world stakeholders such as industry, society, and entrepreneurs network. Offer digital media-based collaborations and peer-to-peer learning tools as a part of curriculum for social learning and life skill development. Research. In research, the universities foster collaborative models with global experts from academia and industry. Develop multidisciplinary and applied research capabilities through adjunct and the industry faculty. Promote universities as a local community focused centers of research with tight linkages with local industry and the society in the region. Offer insight joint research opportunities for small and medium enterprises with limited research infrastructure. Faculty. Invest in faculty training focused toward developing facilitator mindset and pedagogy. Develop continuing professional development programs to support the development of digital literacy skills among academicians and the staff. Build group of champion academicians coming from various departments who are leading the way in the development of digital skills. Train faculty for adopting technology as a medium of teaching, design, and delivery, including refresher training in trends such as flipped classroom, Google Classroom, video chat, like that. Develop learning analytic solutions and facilitate faculty to use them for curriculum development and updating. Partnership. Partner with industry and the local society across all aspects of education value chain, from curricula and faculty to infrastructure, research, study experience, and the placements. Develop curriculum, teaching, MOOC, and faculty partnership with global universities to develop offering liberal curriculum paradigms. Invest in professional development platforms that foster partnerships with individuals and alumni who could act as the mentors and the facilitators for industry academic linkage. Develop innovative models to partner with digital and social media platforms to enrich the learning process through peer and the social learning methods. Co-op industry training and in situ programs that can be designed by industry and delivered by the universities. Infrastructure. University prepare a technology-based strategy where technology drives not only for the student's life cycle, but also entire functioning of the university. Develop off-campus learning centers to provide global exposure to learners and partnership development for academic enrichment. Invest in modern high-performance network, including campus backbone, improved wireless connectivity, and manage network service for departments as well as the educational institutions. Make across to information and system as open and accessible as possible so that data can be consumed in a new and innovative ways. Revisit existing policies and procedures to encourage innovative use of technology which is used by the staff, student, academician, and the administrator. Guidance, the governance, and the leadership. Work with regulators to create policy interventions for flexible programs. Online, anytime, anywhere education, blended programs, etc. Provide a thrust to internalization of leadership to promote networking across boundaries. Build leadership in the form of chief technology or digital officer to implement the strategic roadmap for use of technology in the universities. Build social media leaders in the universities to establish an interwoven communication network to influence conversation, expand their social power, and build the trust. Develop a digital media strategy to attract the various stakeholders across their life cycles and to promote the university leadership. Funding, developing a technology drive university strategy, building a low-cost model of outreach, deliver student acquisition, industry engagement, and alumni connect. Create delivery models to monetize innovative technology assets. Explore use of freemium models for knowledge, assets, and program of the university. Look for research-based funding from local society and industry to develop solutions that solve local issues and challenges. So this is about the Education 4.0. Thank you very much.